Welcome to Saltwa Storytime. Today we're going to be reading a book called Wisdom Weaver. This book is written by Jann A. Johnson and illustrated by Linda Taylor. This book is also translated by Lorraine Begay Manavi, who is Diné of the Navajo Nation. I look forward to reading this book with you all today. Now let's get ready for story time. Wisdom Weaver. The Navajo land has a beauty of its own. There are many flocks of sheep and corrals near hogans grazing on the open land. That is a hogan. The local trading post has many traditional Navajo rugs on display, on tables hanging from walls. Aren't those rugs beautiful? Grandma welcomes me to her hogan. Yat grandchild. I greet her, Yat grandmother. Grandmother's hogan is comfortable. One large room with a wood stove in the center, a bed, a sink and refrigerator, a table and chairs, and a weaver's loom. That's the loom. She shows me her many sheep. The sheep are in a corral near the hogan. Sheep have wool needed for weaving rugs. Grandmother says it takes patience and a passion for the long process of creating a traditional Navajo rug. We begin. Shear the sheep, clean and wash the wool, dry the wool outside on the fence. Grandmother says good thoughts and words bring the right actions. We card the wool, taking out lumps, straightening fibers, brushing back and forth, minutes to hours, hours to days, days to weeks, until there is a big pile of fluffy wool strands. Grandmother says our spinning of the wool is very important. It will become the quality and the signature of our rug. Between the hand and the knee, using the long wooden spindle, we spin the strands of wool, minutes to hours, hours to days, days to weeks, until the wool becomes a fine, even yarn. We loop the yarn into skeins. Then we wash the yarn with yucca root and hang it outside to dry. Grandmother steps lightly upon the earth. We carefully gather plants from many areas to color the wool into natural tones. Outside, the plants boil in separate pots for each colored dye. Each skein of yarn is placed into a pot to soak, sometimes for a few days, for just the right shade. The skeins are dried and rolled into separate balls. The loom is taken outside, placed on a blanket, and set up for weaving. Grandmother teaches me to say the beauty all around us. She says a traditional weaving contains the culture of the Navajo and the beauty of the land. We sit down with our colors of finely spun wool. One weave at a time, one row at a time, back and forth, minutes to hours, hours to days, days to weeks, weeks to months. Grandmother says her vision, thoughts, and designs create each weave. Each weave, little by little, comes closer to finishing a traditional Navajo rug. She says, with my patience, good thoughts, and right actions, I can design my own rug, myself and my life. It's beautiful. Grandmother has a beauty and a wisdom of her own. The end. Thank you so much for reading Wisdom Weaver with me today. I look forward to reading more stories for you, so don't forget to like and subscribe so you know when I'm going to read my next story. Have a wonderful day.